on today, guys? And welcome back to another episode of Fix It Garage. Today, Christmas has come for the Superu Beetle. We've got parts, guys. And not just any parts, we have everything we need. Well, we should have everything we need to put that Subaru motor into the Superu Beetle. Let's go check out all these brand new parts. All right, guys, up first is a part I actually showed you in the last episode, and that is the Subaru Gears engine mount. This will bolt to the engine and then attach to the mount for the transmission, giving some more rigidity for the engine, making the mounting a little bit stronger. There will probably need to be a little bit of modification to this or to the car, but we're gonna have to mock fit to figure out what we need to do. Next part we have is from Wasp. It's a new starter. Now, I got this with my Kennedy engineering parts that I'm gonna show you in a second, but they sent me this starter. I've already test fit it. This is a direct bolt-in starter for this kit, so I'm not gonna need to worry about modifying anything. And the plate they use, which I'll show you here real quick. So they use an adapter plate on this starter that makes it so when you put it in, there's plenty of room on both edges of this for the nuts to go on, so that way then I can bolt this up very easily. Heck yeah, this is cool. Before we open the next box, I will also say it did come with everything to wire it as well, which is super helpful when we start wiring this car, which will be after we get it in. So that'll be coming up later. First, we need to get the thing in there. Next part we have from Kennedy Engineering is our clutch kit. So I ordered a nice clutch kit from Kennedy. We have a nice clutch disc and a very nice pressure plate. These will bolt up to the flywheel that we have, and then we'll be able to use the transmission and engine together. It'll be awesome. Up next, guys, obviously when you have a clutch, you need it to bolt to a flywheel. So in this box, if I can get it out, is our Kennedy Engineering flywheel. Pretty stout piece. Obviously there's this huge machine part on here that's going to bolt up to the crank here, and obviously they do this because there'll be an adapter plate here, so they had to do something that'll fit inside of the adapter plate. Really nice clutch, if I'm being honest. This thing's really fancy, so this should be a really good clutch for this car. They also gave us a new throwout bearing as well, which we're going to go ahead and replace. Always good to use a new throwout bearing. When you're already in there replacing the clutch, you're better off to put a new throwout bearing. Always. All right, guys, last but certainly not least is the part that I'm actually the most excited about. Here we have, I've already test fit this by the way, we have our Kennedy Engineering adapter plate. So this end will bolt to the Subaru, and this end will go onto the transmission, and this is what will allow the Subaru motor to bolt to the Volkswagen transmission and all work inside the car. This piece is one piece of machined aluminum, and I'll tell you what, guys, this thing is stout. This is a nice piece of metal right here. This is what's going to make this whole swap possible. If this company wasn't making these, I'd have to find another company that did, or I would have to have somebody custom make me an adapter plate, which would have been very expensive. This kit right here, as priced out as you guys see, was about 900 bucks. Not cheap, but also not as expensive as if it was, you know, a custom adapter plate or a bell housing adapter or whatever I needed. So awesome products from Kennedy Engineering. I will put a link to them in the description below. If you guys want to do a swap like this or on a bus or anything else, hit them up. They also have a lot of other engines they do. For instance, they also have adapter plates for Honda motors. Maybe one day I'll put a K-Series inside of a Bug. We'll see. That may be someday, but for now, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna clear off this bench. It's time to get the engine off the stand, put the rear main seal in, and we're gonna put the adapter plate on. But we're not gonna bolt the clutch kit onto it yet. Before I start bolting the clutch in, I wanna mock up this engine in there. So we're gonna put this on and we're gonna get the engine in the car and bolt it in there. I just wanna make sure that it fits and check clearances, because we're probably gonna have to do some cutting on the car and probably on some of these parts to make sure that they fit perfectly. So I don't really wanna put the clutch in just yet. I wanna make it sure it's as easy as possible to slide this engine on and off until we're ready to full final install. So let's go ahead, get the engine off the stand, and start getting ready to mock this engine up into place. Alrighty guys, so we got the adapter plate fitted for now. You saw me try to put the rear main seal in. I messed up, so I took it back out and I damaged it, so we're gonna have to get another one. No big deal. But the adapter plate's on. It is not permanently mounted. I haven't used any Loctite. This is just bolted up for right now. This is when we normally put on the flywheel and the clutch, but we're gonna go ahead and wait. We're just gonna start mock fitting this up, especially since I need a new rear main seal anyways. And I need to plug this EGR hole before we can final bolt this thing in. But right now we're at a perfect place where we can go ahead and mock fit this in and start trying to figure out what we're gonna need to cut to make this thing fit in. So let's go ahead and wheel this thing over and let's try and put this thing in for the first time. Well guys, we hit our first problem trying to put this motor in, and it has to do with this rear apron. So I've got these 4 studs started. Unfortunately, it's not going to be able to go in. I am hitting here and here on the apron, so we're probably going to have to cut a piece of this apron out to try and get the engine in. This is why we do mock-ups. We put it in, we try it, we see what works. The other thing that I've noticed is how close these breathers are to the frame rails. That's not gonna leave a whole lot of room for the coil wires to reach and to get to the spark plugs. I'm already noticing a few fitment issues, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna probably take this engine back out. Also, I had to remove the fill cap because I have it on backwards. It has to go the other way for this build compared to an OEM Subaru, so we'll flip it. Not a big deal, but I'm gonna wait to put that on. I'm probably just gonna tape the hole over for now just to protect it from getting crud in it. So that's kind of where we're at. This is not gonna be very easy to get this engine in. It'll go in. I can tell it's gonna go in. It wants to go in, but it's stuck right now. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make some marks on here, and then we're gonna take the engine back out and we're gonna probably start cutting very shortly. So let's go ahead and let me make my marks, and we'll pull the engine back out and I'll show you guys where I gotta cut. Alrighty guys, so engine's back out. Now I know where I need to cut. We're basically gonna cut this piece out right here to give us a little bit more room in the width. We are gonna go ahead and start cutting these out. So we're gonna go ahead and get out the angle grinder and we're gonna start cutting some holes in this thing. Should be a lot of fun. Alrighty guys, so the holes are now cut. You can see we cut out here, we cut out over there, and we cut out right here to try to make room for the motor to be able to go in and out. Right now it looks terrible, I'm not even gonna lie. This does not look pretty yet, but this is just the rough cut. I've still got to go through with a flap disc and clean it all up, smooth it, make it look how it should, take some more off in a few places to make it look more even, but I don't have that tool right now. Also, I don't want to start finishing, like making it look nice until I know I've cut out enough. So next we need to go ahead and try installing the motor again. So we're gonna go ahead, get it back under here and try throwing the motor back in. Guys, it's in. It's in here. It fits. There's plenty of room around it. This fits, guys. I am so excited right now. You have no idea how awesome this is. This is a huge hurdle for me as far as getting this project done, was getting this thing in. Now, there's no clutch on it. There's no flywheel. There's no new throwout bearing. So it obviously isn't ready to go, but it's in. It fits. This is probably the best news I've dealt with today with this car. Oh my gosh, guys, this is amazing. So it's in. The Kennedy adapter plate works perfect. I had to switch the 2 bottom bolts to a smaller one because of the mount underneath the transmission. But other than that, once I put the other bolts in, it fits. It mounts up nice and flush. Again, no clutch. Fingers crossed it goes just as good once we put the clutch on, but we gotta get the new rear main first. And when I do that, I'm hoping to bolt it in and have it be final assembled at that point and not coming back out. So now that it's in, there's a lot more work to do, but this is a huge deal and a huge step for me as far as building cars. I've never done anything like this before. I've done engine swaps. I put a B series in a Civic. I've done a few, other small swaps here and there, but I've never done something like this where you're putting a different brand engine into a different car. It's always been Honda to Honda, Mitsubishi, that kind of stuff. Now we're doing Subaru and Volkswagen. Dude, this is awesome. I can't stop saying that because I'm so excited. This thing just looks so cool in here. This is going to be a sweet car when it's done. It's not gonna look pretty, but man, is it gonna sound good, and it's gonna look cool with the hood open, the trunk open, and the engine in here. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, guys. So, I can't believe it, you guys. This is amazing. Kennedy Engineering Products, thank you guys. They didn't sponsor me. I had to buy everything full price, but thank you guys for making such an awesome adapter plate to make this possible. This is going to be the coolest build I've done on this channel to date. This, in a lot of ways, will be cooler than the Subaru because the Subaru is just a STI motor that's built. This is not supposed to be in here. When they built this car, they never thought that someone was gonna put a Subaru motor in it. This is epic. Alrighty guys, so as you can probably tell, I am pumped right now. I am on cloud 9 that this thing fits. I hope I don't have to take it out for a little while I mock everything up because I love looking at it in here. It just fits so perfect. Yes, we had to cut a bunch to get it in. I've got to pull it back out to clean it up, but we don't need to do that right now. Right now we need to figure out all the wiring and everything else. But I am so stoked on this, guys. This is epic. I told you guys when I started this channel, almost a year ago, we were gonna take on some crazy projects. How's this for crazy project number 1? And it's only gonna get crazier from here, guys. This is where I start. Who knows where I finish? But that is going to do it for today, guys. Thank you all for watching. As always, if you like what you saw, don't forget to smash that like button. Please don't forget to subscribe. You guys are not gonna wanna miss this build. Trust me, you can tell now, this thing's gonna be epic. I have lots of surprises in store, and trust me, if you subscribe, you're not gonna miss them. Make sure you ding that notification bell so you guys get notified the next time I post a Subaru build video, or Superu Beetle build video. Still gotta get used to saying that, but you know, it's okay. Make sure you leave comments down below. If you guys hated my cutting, you can let me know. It doesn't matter. Let me know what you guys think. Tell me what you think about this crazy swap. Whether you like it or not, this is pretty epic. So thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.